And we'd like to welcome the Hilldale Hornets to the 15th Annual Muskogee Phoenix Football Media Day. Coach Blevins, would you like to lead us off here? Just some general comments about the off-season and as you look ahead to 2022.
We worked hard this off-season. We're trying to get better. We didn't really finish the season last year how we wanted to with a first-round loss in the playoffs, but we returned quite a bit of our football team from last year, and we're just trying to get better.
You've got a new district, more or less. I mean, it's basically been stable, for years. But with Ada and Medill coming in, talk about the changes there and what you expect.
Yeah, we changed out some local teams for a little more travel for us. Medill will be about 3.5 hours, and then Ada. Luckily, we play them at home, but that adds about 2.5 for us. But, Ada's Ada. I mean, everybody in Oklahoma knows about their tradition there. They're going to be a good football team. And Medill had a winning record last year. I don't know much about them, but I know they returned quite a few. And then losing Muldrow, which is a closer town, and then McLean. So kind of gets a little tougher.
This is this being your fourth year. This senior group there at the table with you is really the first group to kind of fully go through high school in your system. Talk about this group's progress as you watch them.
Coming in when they were all freshmen, a lot of them had to play. I mean, we played quite a few freshmen my first year, and then I think we have right at 9 guys that started for 3 years that'll play this year, and it's special teams too. But just the leadership this team brings, or this class brings, it just, everybody is buying into this group. And since the get-go, we knew this was going to be a special group for us, and we have high expectations for this season.
We'll start over here on the left with Evan Keefe. And when you talk about leadership, here's a guy that's already committed to a military academy next year. There's a lot of leadership factor that goes into that. Evan, talk about that experience, and then, as they say, sometimes it's always good to kind of get that off your plate to focus on the season. Your thoughts there?
I think it's a great thing that I've been able to be recruited because it's brought a lot of attention towards some of our better players on our team. It's been good.
Yeah. Okay. Is it a relief more or less to, kind of get that out of the way and know what you're going to do? I mean, you folks have told me in the past you've always, had this heart set on, military anyway. So is it good that you've got this out of the way and you can focus on the season?
Yes, sir. It's definitely a relief. It's definitely a weight off my shoulders.
Okay. Jace, the defense may have a few more holes than the offense. I mean, you guys returned 9 offensive starters, 6 on the defensive side. What's the strength of this current unit in terms of who you guys bring back, what they're about, and what about the challenges presented, by losses of guys like, say, Case and Albin, Brayson Lawson, Braden Smith, and some of the others?
There are some hard losses, but we got a couple of new guys on the defensive back end, and then our D-line is looking pretty good so far. And then we return one of our linebackers, and then we got a younger guy coming up, but he's bigger, knows how to play.
Do you see more of a challenge? I mean, the offense has got so many parts back. They may be a little bit ahead at this point as some of these guys kind of grow into their position. But what about the challenge on the defensive side, particularly going in?
It's really just kind of experience. Like, we have a lot of people returning on the defense, but there's a couple younger guys. That's about the only challenge. We're all pretty big and fast.
Your older brother Dylan, of course, he'd already graduated last year. But you got to play a little bit with him. What did you take from him, lesson wise, that you found that applies as you continue your high school career?
Definitely go my hardest, because if I didn't, he'd always get in my face, and then that would just make me mad, and then I'd mess up. But keep calm, but try my hardest, 100%.
Okay, Grayson, there are so many guys back on the offensive line. I mean, you guys have almost been together 2 whole seasons already. There's definitely a lot of knowing what the guy next to you is about and what he's going to do. How comfortable is that for you guys, knowing that and having that chemistry going into this season?
Yeah, we've had each other since, INFC Little League football, and I'd trust him with my life. That's the biggest brotherhood we're going to have, and these last couple years that we've really been together, I really feel like we've kind of connected there and know what the other person's going to do.
How much more progress has been made there? Have you discovered something new about each other or the unit just in this off season?
I wouldn't really say this off season, but as we've progressed together, I really feel like we've figured each other out and really made it where we have it together with each other. Know what to do. Okay.
And Kanan, you're obviously back with a team that's got or a unit that's got a lot of experience. We've talked about this a little bit one-on-one, but just share your thoughts on this offense and the experience that you guys have gotten that is surrounding you and your duties.
I got faith in these guys. I got faith in them all game, and I've just seen them grow and grow even more every day. Summer pride, in season, out of season. I've just seen them grow into even better players.
Okay. You, of course, the philosophy here has always been establish the run game, and you obviously have a standout running back and 4-year starter Eric Virgil. But while you're in your playoff game last year against Wagner, they put a lot of attention on him, and you turned around and had a career high passing yardage, over 300 yards. That has to give you some confidence knowing, you do it in practice, but to be able to do it against a team with a pretty good defensive reputation, now going into your senior year, it's got to make you feel good about what you can do there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Where has your biggest improvement been, or what have you focused on most in terms of rounding out your game this summer?
Probably reading the defense pre-snap and after the snap, because if I can know what the defense are about to do, it just helps me a lot.
Okay. Grayson, this team is, had a quarterfinal bugaboo, but, last year it ended a little bit sooner than you guys would have preferred it to. How much motivation does that give you guys going into 2022?
Yeah, I think the last couple of years being so close to getting in there, I really think that's kind of lit a fire under us, and I think this is definitely going to be our best year, and we're going to get after it.
Okay. Coach, I'd like to go back to ask you before I ask you to close this. The evolution of this staff over the 4 years, and I know one of the additions that you just recently got is Josh McMillan on the offensive line. Can you kind of talk about that and just in general, the way this staff has evolved and some changes that have been made and where you're at right now?
Yeah, we've got to add Josh McMillan. I got to coach offensive line with McMillan at Muskogee. Man, a lot of knowledge, loves offensive line play. So we brought him over and then added some younger coaches, a little more energy with Coach Easley coming in. I was really proud, and Coach Burns developed. He's a younger coach, played a quarterback at NSU. He's really picked up his coaching, and then Coach Irwin Starks, our offense coordinator. He's really developed every year, just like these guys, getting better and better. And the relationship with our senior class is really shown through this off season. But I'm tickled to death. I have a young staff that's eager to go. But I've been there and never get to keep the same coaches. I've been there for 4 years, and Coach McWilliams left, went to be a head coach, and some other coaches left to be coordinators elsewhere. But we're just excited to get the season going.
And just some final thoughts as you look ahead and incorporate, if you wish, anything that you've heard from these guys today.
We're just excited to get going. We have a chip on our shoulder, and we're not gonna, lie about it, bashful about it. We're going for a district championship, and we're gonna take a week at a time and try to get better. By the time week 11 comes, we're ready to play our best football and take a run.
Coach, best of luck this year to you and the Hilldale Hornets.
Thank you.